الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه العبد المؤيد والرسول المسدد حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وصحابته المنتجبين. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله، صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ويا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة ويا عبرة كل مؤمن ومؤمنة يا مظلوم يا غريب يا شهيد كربلاء، يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. A second for the love of Imams al-Hassan wal-Hussein. A third for the love of Fatima al-Zahra with your loudest voices. This morning, an incredible tragedy took place. Although the Battle of Ashura was only for a limited amount of hours, it did not take several days or several weeks or several years. Although the casualties from Imam Hussein's side were only 72, yet this remains one of the greatest tragedies that took place in history. This is the grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah, for 24 years, he served this nation, this community, and all he asked for was love for his family members. قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. Is this what Rasulullah wanted? For his children to be beheaded and to be killed in the state of thirst while they were thirsty? And where? Next to a river where the army of Yazid drinks from that river, and their horses drink from that river, and their dogs drink from that river. But the grandson of Rasulullah cannot drink from that river. Men, women, children, young men, teens. How many sacrifices were made? However, my dear brothers and sisters, the day of Ashura, although we are sad, although we are depressed, and tonight is a depressing night, it's a sad night. Tonight is Laylatul Wahsha, of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Imam Hussain is no longer with the women and children. He left his children as orphans. As sad as it is and as depressing as it is, today is not the end. Today was not the end of Imam Hussain and his companions. Rather, today was only the beginning. Today Imam Hussain did not die. Today Imam Hussain was born. His message became immortalized. The words that he stated, why he rose, why he stood up, today they were immortalized. Imam Hussain gave a new meaning to death. Imam Hussain gave a new meaning to life. ألا وأن نعم إني لا أرى الموت إلا سعادة والحياة مع الظالمين إلا برمة. I see that death with oppressors, death is happiness for me. With these oppressors, those who take away our rights and our privileges and wish to humiliate us, then for us death is happiness. While life with these oppressors is nothing but humiliation. Imam Hussain alayhi salam gave a new meaning to life and a new meaning to death. If death is for the cause of liberation and freedom, then this death is not the end, it is only the beginning. And life, if it's with humiliation, then it's a lot worse than death. Such a life is not worth living. Imam Hussain alayhi salam summarized his revolution in two statements, or in three statements. He says, وَإِنِّي لَمْ أَخْرُجْ أَشِرًا وَلَا بَطِرًا وَلَا مُفْسِدًا وَلَا ظَالِمًا وَإِنَّمَا خَرَجْتُ لطلب الإصلاح في أمة جدي أريد أن آمر بالمعروف وأنهى عن المنكر. I did not rise against Yazid for power or wealth or fame or for any other reason. I rose for reform. I wish to take people to the Islam of my grandfather, not this fabricated Islam, not this fake Islam. This is not the Islam of my grandfather. I want to give Islam its true image, its genuine image. أريد أن آمر بالمعروف وأنهى عن المنكر. I wish to enjoy the good and forbid the evil. I say, subhanallah, if Imam Hussain alayhi salam was alive today, it's the same story. It's the same case. The same nation that distorted the image of Islam during the days of Imam Hussain, they distorted the image. They are distorting the image of Islam today, but even worse. That is why the role of Imam Hussain is so applicable to our lives. The message of Imam Hussain is so alive today, and it is so relevant to us. If there was a group of people that hijacked Islam during the time of Imam Hussain, and they deviated and they made people deviate from the true Islam, today we have the same. We have people that have hijacked the name of Islam and have made the name of Islam associate with killing and murdering and bombing and bloodshed and cutting heads off and taking people as slaves and making people leave their homes and burning people alive. This is the image that Islam has today because of a certain group. And that group, you know, as they say, that the apple does not fall far from the tree. The people that we see today that are cutting heads off and are burning people alive and are massacring, they are the children of those that killed Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Al-Qawm abna'ul qawm. Nothing changed. It is the same faces, the same people, except the names changed. But it's the same family, the same lineage. However, our job today, my brothers and sisters, what Imam Hussain wants from us, he didn't die in vain. He didn't die in vain. He doesn't want his blood to go to waste. Imam Hussain also wants us to act Imam Hussain died for a cause, to continue the same cause. أريد أن آمر بالمعروف وأنهى عن المنكر. I want to enjoin the good and forbid the evil. He died for reform. He died for the cause of Islam. He died for the sake of Islam. You know, there are some people that say, why is it that you say the ziyarah of Imam Hussain is more valuable than Hajj? And to go to Arafah, on the day of Arafah, to go to Karbala is more valuable than Hajj. Why do you disrespect Hajj and lower the status of Mecca and the status of Hajj? And you say that those who visit the shrine of Imam Hussain on the day of Arafah, they'll be rewarded a lot more than those that go to Hajj. In fact, with every step a person takes towards the shrine of Imam Hussain, he is rewarded a Hajj and a Umrah, a Hajj and a Umrah. They say this is humiliation. No, it's not a humiliation. This is not too much for Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Why do you think that it's too much for Imam Hussain? I'll tell you why Allah has given so much reward for those that visit Imam Hussain more than the reward of Hajj. You know why? Because if it wasn't for Imam Hussain and for his noble blood and for his cause and for his death and martyrdom, there would be no Hajj, and there would be no Salah, and there would be no fasting, because Bani Umayyah wanted to eradicate these things and take people to the days of Jahiliyyah. These people did not believe in Islam. Abu Sufyan in the battle of Uhud, while the mushrikeen would say Allahu Akbar, Abu Sufyan would say U'lu Hubal, U'lu Hubal. He would mention the names of the idols. Muawiyah, when he would hear the name of Rasulullah in the adhan, when he would hear Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, he would say Illa dafnan dafna, I will bury this name in the ground. When Yazid speaks of Bani Hashim, when he saw the heads of Imam Hussain and his companions come to Damascus, he says لعبت هاشم بالملك فلا خبر جاء ولا وحي نزل. Do you really think that there's a messenger and there's a God and there's a heaven and there's a hell? This is the grandfather and the son and the grandson. They wanted to eradicate Islam. Today we also have a group of people that are destroying Islam. We have a nation that are destroying the image of Islam. And if they continue, in a couple of years, Islam will not remain. Islam will be buried. The name of Islam, the reputation of Islam. Imam Hussain wants us to fight for the sake of Islam, not by our swords. This battle does not require swords. This battle requires pens. This battle requires speakers. This battle requires those that speak in the name of Islam and defend the name of Islam and give a good image to Islam and enhance the reputation of Islam. That is our battle today, my dear brothers and sisters. If we are to take anything from the message of Imam Hussain and for his noble blood, let's learn to continue the path of Imam Hussain. This is one, my dear friends. Also, on this day, on the day of Ashura, Imam Hussain alayhi salam, in the middle of the battlefield, the arrows are coming towards him like rain. But one of his companions, he told him, "Hana waqtu as-salah ya ibn Rasulullah." It is the time for salah. Imam Hussain tells him, "Dhakarta as-salah, rahimakallah, ja'alaka Allah min al-musallin." May Allah make you among those who pray. In the middle of the battlefield, the Imam stood to pray. He didn't say, "This is a war, this is a battle, we are being showered with arrows." No, the Imam stood to pray. If there are those that come to the majalis of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, yet they do not take their salah lightly, you have not learned anything from Imam Hussain. You are stabbing Imam Hussain in the chest if you do not take your salah lightly. Because Imam Hussain, he died for salah. He died for the cause of salah. In the middle of the battlefield, he prayed. This was for Salatul Dhuhr. He stood with a group of companions. As for Salatul Asr, Imam Hussain was all by himself. He was lying on the battleground. And he prayed Salatul Asr. If you want to make Imam Hussain happy, you stick to your salah and you take your salah seriously. You don't abandon your salah, and you pray on time, and you prolong your salah. You don't pray it quickly. You take your time with your salah if you want to make Imam Hussain happy. On a day like this, on the day of Ashura, Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam came out to see her brother. Sukaina came out of her tent to see her father, Imam Hussain. Imam tells her, go back, my dear daughter. Go back, Ya Sukaina. I don't want the men to see you. I don't want the men to see you. He tells his sister Zainab, Ukhayya Zainab, la tushiqqi alayya jayba. Don't rip your clothes off. Don't take off your headscarf if you hear news of my death. Respect your hijab, uphold your hijab. I don't want these evil men to see you. Imam Hussain, he's in the middle of the battlefield. He's about to die, yet he's thinking of hijab. My dear sisters, when you leave the majlis of Aba Abdullah, you want to make Imam Hussain happy, uphold your hijab, respect your hijab. Have a hijab like a Sayyidah Zainab and a Sayyidah Ruqayya and a Sayyidah Sukaina. This is what Imam Hussain died for. If you leave the majlis of Imam Hussain and your hijab is not perfect and you're wearing makeup and you're drawing attention to yourself, you're stabbing Imam Hussain in the chest and in the back. Take this message from Imam Hussain. Imam Hussain died for all of these virtues, for all of these values. Let's learn from him. If you want to keep the message of Imam Hussain alive, Imam Hussain died for salah, for Sawm, for Hajj, for hijab, for honesty, for trustworthiness. This is what we learn from Imam Hussain. Wa sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Now come with me to Karbala. You know why the lights are off right now? Because right now in Karbala it's a very dark scene. The moonlight is gone, Abul Fadl al-Abbas. The sun has set, Imam Hussain alayhi salam. There's no sun, there's no moon, there's no youth, there's no men. Only women and children by themselves, not knowing what will happen to them. What are these evil soldiers going to do to them? No one knows. And they're still thirsty, and they're still hungry. Imagine women and children being left all alone, and the battlefield is full of dead bodies. Full of dead bodies. Umar ibn Sa'd, after the tragedy, after the battle had finished, he told his soldiers to give the women and children water. He said, give them water. These children have not drank water for 3 days. They brought them water. And they called them, come drink water. No one approached them. None of the children. Even though they were dying of thirst, they refused. The soldiers began begging them, come drink water. They refused. They took a step back. One of them said, how do you expect us to drink water when you killed our father thirsty? When our fathers and our brothers, they died thirsty, you want us to drink water? However, one young girl, she took the water. She took some water, but she didn't drink. Everyone was surprised. Why did she take the water? And what will she do with the water? They saw her run into the battlefield. And she started searching among the dead bodies. Among the dead bodies, she started searching until she stopped next to a headless body. She'd sat next to that body and she said, Aba ya Hussein, qum washrab al-ma. My dear father, I brought you some water. Please get up. Please drink this water. شلون أشرب لذيذ الماء حاشا 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 وقام يقضوا كلهم عطاشا. One of the enemy soldiers enters the battlefield and he goes to the dead body of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. The Imam was wearing an armor. He went and he stripped the armor off the chest of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. And then he saw that Imam Hussain is wearing a belt. He tried to strip off the belt from the body of Imam Hussain. Historians say, as a miracle, this is an Imam. The Imam held strongly to his belt, not allowing the soldier to take away his belt. The Imam is dead, that he held his belt. The soldier kept on trying to steal the belt, but the Imam did not let him. Then he noticed that the Imam is wearing a ring on his finger. The soldier took a sharp object and he cut the finger of Imam Hussain. The blood started gushing from his hand and he stole the finger of Aba Abdullah. Hamid ibn Muslim says that a night like this, on the eve of the 11th of Muharram, Umar ibn Sa'd ordered his soldiers to burn the tents of Imam Hussain and his Sayyidah Zainab. They started burning the tents. They set the tents on fire. The children and women started running from one tent to another. Every tent they went to, they set that tent on fire. Some of the daughters of Imam Hussain were set on fire from the burning tents, until they all gathered in the tent of Imam Zayn al-Abidin. يفتريان خوات حسين من خيمة لعد خيمة ينخن وين راحن وين ما ظن بالعرب شيمة. Sayyidah Zainab alayha salam would gather the women and children. She made a head count. She would count the women and children to make sure that they're all safe, but she noticed that there is one woman missing. She counted again. There's one woman missing. Who is that? Who is the woman missing? She noticed that Al-Rabab, the wife of Imam Hussain, the mother of Ali al-Asghar, is missing. Where could she be? She looked into the battlefield. She was not there. She looked all around. She was missing. She thought she could be in one place. She went behind the tent next to a very small grave, and she saw Ar-Rabab sitting over that grave, telling her son Abdullah, "Get up, my son, I can finally breastfeed you. يا ابني يا ابني يا ابني عبد الله يا غالي يا غالي يا غالي أنا برباك سهرت الليالي أنا هزن بالمهد والمهد خالي." Hamid ibn Muslim says that on a night like this, I saw one of the girls of Imam Hussain set on fire. I ran to her and I turned off the fire. And then she looked at me and she said, "Ya hadha, hal anta ma'ana am alayna? Are you with us or are you against us?" He said, "I am neither with you nor against you." She said, "I have a request. Take me to the haram of my grandfather, Amir al-Mu'mineen in Najaf." He said, "Do you know where we are?" Do you know what a long distance it is from here to Najaf? She said that in that case, take me into the river Euphrates. He said, why do you want to go to the river? She said, because my uncle is lying over there. I want to go and complain to him. He took her to the river. Amma, Abul Fadl. Get up, you had promised to bring us water. Why are you sleeping next to the river? On a night like this, on the eve of the 11th of Muharrum, Umar ibn Sa'd ordered his army to line up the bodies of Imam Hussain and his companions. They lined them up. They lined them up. And then he asked 10 knights to get on top of their horse. Why? What did he want from them? He said, I want you to step on the chest of Aba Abdullah and his companions. They refused. They all refused, except 10 of them. 10 of the knights from the evil soldiers of Ibn Ziyad, they got on their horses and they began to step on the chest of Imam Hussain, trampling his chest with the hooves of their horses. Some historians say that the sound of the crushing of his ribs reached the woman in the tent. Umar ibn Sa'd ordered his army to behead Imam Hussain alayhi salam and his soldiers, and to put their heads, and his companions, and put their heads on spears. When they gathered the heads of Imam Hussain and his companions, Umar ibn Sa'd, he ordered one of his soldiers, Khawali, to grab the head of Imam Hussain and to take it to Kufa, to take it to Ibn Ziyad, so that perhaps he will receive a handsome reward. Khawali took the head of Imam Hussain and he went on a night like this to Kufa. He went to the castle, he went to the mansion of Ibn Ziyad. It was in the middle of the night. They told him that Ibn Ziyad is sleeping. He said, but I have good news for him. I have brought the head of Al-Hussein ibn Ali with me. They told him, Al-Amir is sleeping, come back in the morning. Khawali goes to his house. His wife greets him. She sees that he's carrying a bag with him in his hand. She told him, what are you carrying with you? What have you brought? He told her, I have brought you a gift that is worth millions. Tomorrow we'll receive a handsome gift because of what I'm carrying. She told him, what? He said, I am carrying the head of Al-Hussein ibn Ali. She told him, what? You have the head of the grandson of Rasulullah? The head of the son of Fatima al-Zahra? Men come from journeys and they bring gold and silver to their wives, and you bring me the head of the son of Fatima al-Zahra? Shame on you. May Allah curse you. That night, Khawali sleeps in one room and his wife slept in another room. She said, I will never allow one roof to join us. Khawali put the head of Imam Hussain alayhi salam in one corner of the house. His wife could not sleep. She says that all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, I saw a beaming light from the sky to my house. A beaming light. Where? From the area that we had kept the head of Imam Hussain. A beaming light. And then I heard a voice trembling something and crying. She said, I listened carefully and it was the voice of a woman. I listened carefully and it was the voice of a mother saying, Waladi qataluk, qataluk wa ma arafuk. ومن شرب الماء منعوك. My dear son, did they kill you? And they did not even know you. And from water they forbid you. أفاطم لو خلت الحسين مجدلا وقد مات عطشانا بشط فراتي. I conclude with these words, the words of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. It's as if the Imam was saying these words in the land of Karbala on the day of Ashura. شيعتي مهما شربتم عذب ماء إن فاذكروني أو سمعتم بقتيل أو شهيد فاندبوني. Now all together with me. وحسينا 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 ليتكم في يوم عاشورا جميعا تنظروني كيف أستسقي لطفلي فأبوا أن يرحموني. وحسينا وحسينا فأبوا أن يرحموني وسقوا سهم بغي عوض الماء المعين. وحسينا 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 وحسينا.